Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's the weekend roundup.
Weekend again. It's back, baby.
We're excited. Is GDC still happening? I don't know. By the time this is on the air on YouTube, I don't know. It might be canceled, but hope everybody's safe out there. Let's talk about Half-Life Alyx, guys. Every so often, a game comes along that is viewed as a system seller. That's a game, it's so good, people will buy a console or whatever specifically to play it. Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation, Halo Combat Evolved for the Xbox. You could even argue Zelda Breath of the Wild was a big part of the Switch's early success. Could Half-Life Alyx do that for VR? It comes out in less than a month, March 23rd. There is a lot of hype around the much anticipated next installment in the Half-Life franchise. It's not Half-Life 3, it's the next best thing though. Some experts also think this could be just what VR needs. NPD analyst Matt Piscatella thinks that the future of VR could hinge on how well Half-Life Alyx does. He recently tweeted, "Can't remember a single game with the potential of being as critical to its platform success as Half-Life Alyx is to premium VR gaming. Maybe Halo Combat Evolved for Xbox. In terms of impact on its subsegment of the market, it's the biggest story of the 1H. Going to be wild." VR, of course, it's been around for years and years. I remember there was a VR in an arcade when I was a kid, but it still hasn't fully taken off. There are some signs that the industry did grow last year. Superdata said that sales of Facebook's Oculus Quest helped boost overall hardware spending in VR by 31% last year. $2.1 billion, not bad. Superdata also said that companies are generally spending more on VR too. But of course, every gaming platform needs a killer app to help move units, and Half-Life Alyx, more than any other VR game so far, might fit that bill. Of course, you'll actually need a VR set to play it because it's not coming to consoles or PC. Valve, of course, has its own headset, the high-end Valve Index. It has been sold out for a while though. Now, Valve has said though they will have indexes in stock when the game comes out next month. Here's what they told Upload VR. With Half-Life Alyx coming out March 23rd, we are working hard to meet demand for the Valve Index and want to reassure everyone that Index systems will be available for purchase prior to the game's launch. But there's a catch. They added, however, the global I don't want to get demonetized. The global virus health crisis has impacted our production schedule, so we will have far fewer units for sale during the coming months compared to the volumes we originally planned. Our entire team is working hard right now to maximize availability. So there'll be some available, but we don't know how many. Meanwhile, Facebook said the virus could also impact Oculus Quest production, saying it's expecting some additional impact. Eurogamer quoted Facebook as saying, "We're taking precautions to ensure the safety of our employees, manufacturing partners, and customers, and are monitoring the situation closely. We are working to restore availability as soon as possible." So this might be a case where not everyone who wants to play Half-Life Alyx will be able to do so, at least at first. I think it's going to be very interesting though to see how well this does and if this is the tipping point for VR. Moving on, the musician Grimes is voicing a character in the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077. She kind of spoiled her character's backstory in a recent live stream with fans, and before I tell you what she said, these are some minor spoilers. You might want to skip ahead to the next story if you don't want to hear them. Okay, in comments about her role in the game, Grimes said, "I did my voice acting for Lizzie Wizzy. That game is gonna be effing good. I mean, I haven't played it, but I saw someone play an hour of the game. The game was fantastic, and I play a pop star who committed suicide on stage, and they had to quickly come and perform emergency surgery, replace her whole body with cybernetics while she was dead for an hour. Then she finished the show as a cyborg." Yep. Sounds like Cyberpunk. She also called it one of the greatest pieces of performance art ever made. All right, that's a little over the top. But Grimes, we know you got Elon Musk's baby. Money's probably not an issue, but you gotta watch those spoilers. This stuff is important to us. You know she's already played a copy, I'll bet. She's got that billionaire edition copy. All right. You can start listening again. Moving on, we've got more news from Platinum Games. Now, we've reported that they've been running that Platinum 4 campaign where they're going to make a whole series of big announcements. You might remember the first one was that Kickstarter remake of The Wonderful 101. We got a release date on that now. It's coming out on Switch, PS4, and PC on May 19th here in the US, then May 22nd in Europe, June 11th in Japan. Then we recently got the next big announcement, a new original product from Platinum Games called Project GG. Platinum chief game designer Hideki Kamiya said that it'll be a first for Platinum because, quote, unlike any of the games we've made so far, it's going to be a 100% Platinum Games title. For everything from its setting and characters to its game design and story to how it's promoted, Platinum Games is in full control. That is really cool, and a trailer for the game looked awesome. I don't know if y'all see it. Let's play a little clip. Did they make an Ultraman game? It looks awesome, but that's not all. The third announcement is that Platinum is opening their first development hub outside of their main office in Osaka. It's going to be in Tokyo. All really cool stuff. You might remember they recently took outside investment from the Chinese company Tencent. They're definitely hitting the ground running. All right, now some sad news, guys. The man responsible for the best-known cheat code in video games has passed away. Konami broke the news that producer Kazuhisa Hashimoto, who introduced the world to the Konami code, has passed away at 61. Now, the famous up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start code first appeared in Gradius in 1985, which I'm old enough to remember. I pronounce it Gradius. I'm sorry. I'm too old to change now. According to the story, Mr. Hashimoto had to port the game to the NES, and he added the code so he could play test the game, which if you've ever played Gradius, you'll understand it is really hard. But then he forgot to remove the code once the port was done. History was made. It also appeared in Contra on the NES, which is where a lot of people remembered it because you got 30 lives. Contra also very hard. So yeah, very cool piece of gaming history. Rest in peace to a legend. And now let's end the news on a positive story about video games. I love this. This involves a 95-year-old grandmother who loved Tetris. This happened in Japan, and the story was told by her daughter, Kuniko Tsusaka, who told a Japanese newspaper that her mother loved playing Tetris on her original Game Boy. Now, by the time her mother hit 95, though, her health was in decline, her Game Boy quit working, and her daughter tried to find her a new Game Boy, but she couldn't find any, so her grandson suggested they contact Nintendo. She wrote Nintendo a letter, sent in the broken Game Boy. Nintendo wrote back saying they didn't have the parts to fix the machine. That makes sense, it's very old. But they did find a new one in their warehouse. They sent it to the grandmother, wished her a long life. Nintendo is awesome. She lived to be 99, and man, I hope she's got all the Game Boys she wants now. That is such a cool story. I love stuff like that. All right, time for a 5-second review. Man, I'm really bad at these games. I couldn't even win with the One Punch guy. All right, now it's time for all the games coming out next week. First up, Baron Fur is gonna fly. In this game, the Great War rages on. Aircraft are new, exciting machines that defy gravity. Those who fly them, those brave animals, are daring, flamboyant, and impossibly glamorous. Choose your creature and take to the sky in your trusty biplane to join intense battles against other pilots. Arm your aircraft to the teeth with wonderfully wacky weapons that include giant anvils, freeze rays, or the ever-popular banana peel. It's got 4 unique aircraft with different flight characteristics and abilities. There are 8 characters to choose from, each with their own taunts, insignias, and victory songs. It's coming to the Switch March 4th. Dude Stop is a puzzle game where the goal is to make everyone hate you. Play it, break it, abuse it, skip the tutorial, ignore tips and tricks in the loading menu, and most importantly, mute the narrator. Ah, that's a great feature. Collect all rewards, unlock all achievements, and brag to your buddies that you've enraged some poor developer from a video game and made him scream at you, just like in the trailer. Do your best, or worse, or both at once. It's coming to the Switch March 5th. Ibn Ab is a 2-player cooperative game set in a puzzle-filled world where gravity goes both up and down. You can only succeed by working closely together. Find a friend for some true local cooperative couch fun or match up online. Fall up and jump down through 15 levels filled with double gravity puzzles and discover 8 hidden worlds that will test your new non-Newtonian skills to the max. It's coming to the Switch March 5th. In Save Koch, you play a mafia godfather who is basically besieged inside his own panic room. Someone in the city decided to take your place, and there's a sleeper mole inside your family who is acting out as we speak. Time is running out. You have only 6 days to solve the plot, resolve who is standing behind this conspiracy, resolve the problem, and send the challenger to feed the fishes. Each new game of Save Koch is played in a completely different manner. At the start, the game shuffles the NPC's deck, which leads to all game events, and subsequently your methods will be completely unique to that particular session. It's as if you were playing your favorite desktop game with a bunch of friends. You've just beat the game, but the fun only begins. Make strategic decisions, join unexpected alliances, hire detectives, bribe or torture witnesses if your tastes are up to that. Do everything to find that criminal mastermind who challenges you, and also flush out that hiding mole. Also, don't become a victim. It's coming to the Switch March 6th. Breeder Homegrown Director's Cut is a short horror game about a family dealing with a strange creature over several generations. You'll encounter some puzzles, but the game relies mostly on atmosphere, music, and dialogue. The whole experience takes about 40 to 90 minutes depending on how much you want to explore. This is the Director's Cut version. Dialogue has been streamlined, some issues have been fixed. If you look close enough, you might find some new surprises. It's coming out to the Switch March 6th. Yes, Your Grace tells a tale of Davern, a medieval kingdom ruled by King Eric. The game is set in a fictional world where monsters and arcane practices inspired by Slavic folklore are the order of the day. In this kingdom management RPG, petitioners will arrive in the throne room each turn to ask for your help and assistance. Decide whether to help them with their problems or to conserve resources for more important matters. Remember, supplies are limited and not everyone has the kingdom's best interests at heart. It's out on PC March 6th. Finally, the big one this week, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Guys, what if you woke up one morning and you were a Pokemon? Be awesome, right? You can meet and recruit Pokemon in a dungeon crawling adventure within their world. Build a rescue team to take on mysterious changing dungeons and strategically plan your moves as you venture forth to make the Pokemon world a safer place and uncover your true purpose along the way. As you recruit Pokemon, these trusty teammates will need somewhere to stay, so build rescue team camps to house, manage, and strengthen your Pokemon friends. Think hard about who's right for the job and how to approach each mysterious dungeon as you prepare a rescue team. You'll move a single square at a time or use auto mode to speed up movement until you engage other Pokemon in turn-based battles, but don't forget about Pokemon's strengths, weaknesses, and potential rare qualities. We know you won't, it's a Pokemon game, you'll know what's up. This version adds Mega Evolved Pokemon, gorgeous watercolor-inspired graphics, and more. Get comfortable in your Pokemon form. There's a lot of work to do. It's coming to Switch March 6th. That's all the news we got for you this week, you guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Check out the Inside Gaming podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We got our first episode out this week. I liked it a lot. I host it. We got all the Inside Gaming gang on there too. We'll see you soon. Bye.
After years and years and years, we can say years like 13 times, I guess. Yeah, we finally got a new sneak peek at a new Half-Life game just yesterday.
Yeah, the game is called Half-Life Alyx, and as Valve describes it, it's set between the events of Half-Life and Half-Life 2. In the game, Alyx Vance and her father Eli mount an early resistance to the Combine's brutal occupation of Earth.
Valve says the game will be released in March